10 years ago, you could step outside your home on a Vermont summer night and see a sky absolutely swarming with bats. Now, you're lucky if you see any at all. Vermont is a state known for its biodiversity, with its expansive forests and varied habitats. But it isn't a place without problems. Vermont's endangered species list has 8 mammals on it, and 5 of them are species of bat. Vermont conservationists have placed great focus on one bat in particular, the Indiana bat. The Indiana bat has mouse-like ears and is very small. Adults weigh an average of 7 grams, less than the weight of 2 nickels. They were federally listed in 1967 and classified as an endangered species in 1973. The population decline in bats isn't just a problem for them, it's a problem for us as well. The interactions that the bats have with their ecosystem affect the way that we interact with our ecosystem. For instance, the diet of bats directly benefits agriculture. Every night, a bat consumes the equivalent of its body weight in insects. This leaves farmers with fewer pests to deal with and, according to the National Science Foundation, saves the U.S. $22.9 billion in pesticides annually. Bats have also had an influence on the technology that we use. The development of sonar technology for our ships and our ultrasounds was heavily influenced by research done on the echolocation of bats. The structure of bat wings also inspire new innovations in aero engineering. One problem that bats are facing are wind turbines. The flying animals run into the spinning blades, or the rapid decrease in air pressure around the turbines can cause bleeding in the bat's lungs. One of the ways that people try to prevent this is by delaying the cut-in speed of the wind turbine. This reduced bat deaths by 44 to 93%, depending on the night studied and the conditions. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service can only require action by a wind turbine facility if it has proof that the facility killed an endangered Indiana bat, a difficult task without very close monitoring. NRG Systems is a Vermont-based company and a pioneer in the wind power industry. They have been working on a technology that deters bats from approaching wind turbines. This technology, known as a bat deterrent system, works by emitting an ultrasonic acoustic field that's in the same frequency as a bat's call. This interferes with the bat's ability to receive and interpret their own echolocation calls, making the airspace around the deterrent system disorienting to bats and keeping them away from it, preventing unnecessary fatalities. Another problem that the Indiana bat is facing is climate change. Indiana bats are attracted to cave walls with the lowest temperature. Early arousal is one of the most detrimental things for bats. With climate change, temperatures fluctuate much more, and with warming, bats come out of hibernation earlier. This causes them to lose fat stores before the winter is over, which uses 20 to 30 days of stored energy. Indiana bats are also affected by white nose syndrome. White nose syndrome does best in colder climates. White nose syndrome causes bats to become more sensitive to temperature change. This causes bats to wake up during hibernation, which means that the bats use fat stores faster, using up valuable energy that is needed to survive the winter. Humans can carry around the white nose fungus on their shoes, so it is very important for hikers to clean their gear before entering sensitive white nose syndrome zones. However, people are working to conserve bat populations. Caves, used for hibernation, are managed to maintain suitable conditions for hibernation and eliminate disturbance. Public lands, like national wildlife refuges, military areas, and U.S. Forest Service lands are managed for Indiana bats by protecting areas of forests and the trees that they like to roost in. Finally, it is also very important to educate the public on the importance of the Indiana bat in its ecosystem. By educating the public, everybody will know how and why they should conserve bat populations. Indiana bats play a very important role in the ecosystem. In order to preserve the bat population and help the ecosystem around them, people need to change. We need to educate the public, preserve our natural land, and use caution and proper precautions when in sensitive areas.